G'day punters, welcome to week 5 of All In as we chime into some group racing this weekend. We are joined by Dean Watling from the Barrier Attendant and Lewis Willoughby from Sky Racing. Firstly, Dino, how's the week been?
Afternoon, fellas. It was all right. I think it was a tricky weekend. The track trade played a little bit tricky at Randwick, but we move into a super week this week. We've got some gun horses back, mouth-watering nominations out today. So keen to forget last week, and we move into this week,
Unreal. And Louis, you're feet up on the lounge chair this afternoon, couple of margaritas in. Looks like you caught a bit of sun there, mate. How's the time off?
Yeah, caught a bit of sun indeed. As you can see, I'm looking very red. Camera doing me no favours. But yeah, it's good on annual leave up here in the Gold Coast in Coolangatta. Living the dream, mate. Good waves, good weather. What could you ask for? Good race coming up.
We all improve lengths up in the Gold Coast. How many lengths do you improve when you go to the Gold Coast, mate? 2 or 3?
Oh, it's like a whole different horse. They're fine cottoning me, I think. I'm just lengths and bounds up here, mate.
Unreal. So a bit of a rort going up on the Gold Coast. If you find anything or hear anything, send it through to the boys. Gents, we've got a cracking show ahead. Obviously, as Dino touched on, some huge racing ahead. We've got a Group 1 down in Melbourne, plenty of group racing. We're going to start off with a weekend review. Then we're going to nail out some early plays for Saturday, some all-in plays, potentially just some early thoughts, which will be fantastic. Dino's going to hit us with some from the trials. Then we're going to go to Wednesday's best bets, wrap or slap. We've got an interesting one today. We're going to take on J-Mac and the decision to get off Nature Strip and hop on Home Affairs. What's behind that? Well, I guess we'll find out. And then I might chime in. If Louis hasn't given it to us already, we'll make sure we get that Blue Diamond and Golden Slipper winner as well. You ready to go, boys?
100%.
Let's go. So we'll start off with the weekend review. And Louis, you're going to give us the best ride, mate. What do you got?
Yeah, I was with Tom Sherry, King Rattel in the midway. Maybe it's half a good ride and half a good horse to win from where it did, but I think, you always need a good ride to win anyway. So I missed the start 3 lengths or so. What I liked about it is he didn't panic. There was no panic at any stage of the running. He just got it back to the field, didn't sool it up, got it back in there. He was, second last on the fence, awkward position, didn't hunt the rails and ride for luck. He had faith in his horse. He came wide on the turn, and we all saw the finish. So I think for not panicking and, for a young kid he's still an apprentice in town. So for him to do that, I think was a very good ride. So I'm giving it to Tom Sherry. Damien Oliver 1 week, Tom Sherry the next on King Rattel in the midway at Randwick.
Unreal. And I tell you what, it takes a lot for these apprentices to come in and have their impact on weekends. And we're now getting back to carnival time, and for him to be producing rides like that, he's a star of the future. Dino, a couple of horses to follow. You always got a good eye for these, mate. Give us a couple to follow, buddy.
Yeah, we'll go to Randwick, Gannon. I think the pattern of the day was established late. We saw it very tough. It was a weird sort of track where you had to be off the rails, of 4 or 5 horses off the rails on the bend, but you had to be sort of in the first half of the field to win. Probably the first 4 horses in the last sort of 4 races. So Shadow Crusher's win was outstanding, come from a long way back. Last 600, 32.20. This horse is progressive and up on an upward spiral. I thought that was probably the win of the day. And it was meant to be a soft track. If you're running 32.20, I don't think you're a soft track at all. I think we can follow it through the grades. Lakeen, I think it wins the last if Frosty Rocks doesn't get rated like that. I think there was 4 plus 12 second splits. So got all favours. I think Lakeen chase well, good, go back to 30, will win next start. And Paris Dior and Sajard, I think we can follow both of them. They chased out of the pack, sat wide, and I don't think anything else chased out of that pack. So they were very good to line. I think with an even track there, they'd probably fight out the finish. So I think they were very unlucky. I think we can follow them, do not sack. So there's 3 or 4 for the punters to follow. Gannon?
Just on that track bias, Dino, at Randwick, I think it's important to note, punters, like, if you go back in history and you're watching heaps and heaps of races and you're a degenerate like I am and watching it for basically 30 odd years, that Randwick track on the rail, when there's rails in the true, the rail is generally no good, right? When you get any bit of water there. And it does suit backmarkers, but from that sort of 800 to 400 metre mark, you don't want to be widest either. You just don't want to be. So something to note there, I think in the running line, and if you can be forward, as Dino just touched on, if you go back and look just the races and just watch them, you've got to be, midfield is the place to be. But to the slaughter, fair income, right? So they reckon this French emperor thing was going to be an absolute, There we go. He's going to win the Oaks. Blah, blah, blah.
I backed it. Yeah, I know.
Tell me, Louis, where did you map it, mate? When you backed it, where did you think it was going to sit?
Leave me out of that. I don't know, mate.
Oh,
I heard rumors. I heard rumors that it was winning the Oaks, and so someone said to me, I won't give away who, but someone said you'd be very unlucky to bump up on this French Emperor in a midway race. And I went, oh, well, that means it's a certainty, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, there we go. So Oaks, and I'm sure someone said along the way she's going to go Derby, but nonetheless, Oaks Derby, wherever she was going, we're talking about a horse that sat last on the rails, right? Change of tactics come through, don't you? So slaughter of the week goes to the stable. That track, right? You just didn't need to do that. You just didn't need to do it. You've done it, and it's run like a donkey. There you go. That's Miss Slaughter. And Louis, over to you.
Yeah, and slaughter goes to everyone who had a futures ticket on for Derby Oaks, whatever. Can't remember.
Come on.
Pin me down. Absolutely gone.
It's going about as good as the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, which isn't well. Right, now, Saturday's early plays. Big week, as we've mentioned. Randwick and Caulfield. Group racing all around. It's hard not to get excited. This is almost, well, it's the first Group 1 of the season in Caulfield, and it's really the start of the Autumn Carnival properly in Sydney and at Melbourne as well. And so we're going to come to Dino, of course, first, our resident expert in these kind of things. We're going to start with, at Randwick, the Group 3, Apollo Stakes we'll go to first, the Group 2 Apollo Stakes. Now, when I checked this market earlier this afternoon, Think It Over and Very Elegant with the tab futures were equal favourites. Since I've come back, Think It Over's at $3.50, Very Elegant at $4, I Am Superman is at $7s, Riadini at $8, and then Colette and Ice Bath round them out as $9 chances in the single figures. Dino, to the Group 2 Apollo first. How are we seeing it?
Yeah, I thought it was a touch tricky to find any meat on the bone early. I think the horse that I want to be with is the toppy, like you mentioned, is Firm. Think It Over. He's the horse who can sprint well. He's got a good first up record over the 1,400 metres. So he's the one on top for me. I think you'll see the drift on Very Elegant purely off Waller's comments saying that she's probably touch underdone coming into this campaign first up, and they're taking the touch slower. Outside of that, I tried to find Ice Bath. I just didn't like the trials, and there's a few others that probably don't get in as well. So I've landed on Think It Over. I won't be betting early. I'll be waiting to race day, but I think he's the one who sits on pace, has that versatile racing pattern, and that 1,400 metres first up, he's dynamic over that. So Think It Over for me. Gannon, you got any opinion in that?
Hard to argue with Think It Over, mate. I'm sort of going down. I copped a bit of a spray on socials for giving the odd Animo, no good first up off a Cox Plate preparation. I'm going to give it the odd Very Elegant, no good first up off a Melbourne Cup preparation. You can have that all to yourself. So just on that alone, I think It Over deserves to be backed, and it has been backed accordingly. I'm very interested in hearing what Adrian Bott has to say about Riadini. I think it really found some form last preparation. $8, probably a little bit skinny at the moment. But I'll tell you what, boys, there's one horse here that I can't wait to back. I don't know what it's going to win, but it's going to win something. Law of Indices. Did you watch it? It was a Golden Eagle. I think it ran 5th.
Yeah,
Drawn barrier 16. Was the only horse in the top 6, I think it was, something like that actually came from back in the pack. Was just car parked the whole way and finished off strongly. It was his first run in Australia. We had a strong tip. I think Dan and myself got a strong tip from a mate that it was going to fire. And look, to be fair, it fired. But first prep, so I think the horse is going great. One trial, okay. Really wanted to back it, but it's also noms for another race. So not sure if we can back it, but there you go, punters. If it does line up, I can't imagine it's going to be any worse than the 34s it is anyway if it lines up. So something on that if it does line up there.
Very good for you to follow in the first of the Group 2s. Second of the Group 2s is the Group 2 Lightfingers Stakes. And, fellas, closest to the pin on what Espiona starts. It's currently $1.65 with the tab futures. Fangirl at $8. 4 moves ahead, 15 with Hinged and Jamea, also at 15. And Star Tontes is there at 15 as well. Looking down the board, not much point going on. Arcaded's a $26 chance. So is Roots. Forzanini, 51s. Racing in career best form, you'd think. Heresy, 51, etc., etc., etc. But Espiona, all the rage at $1.65. Dan, I'm sure you've got something to mention on it, but you've also got one at a little bit of a price you're going to throw in as well.
Yeah, Louis, it's a fascinating discussion about what price she starts because I think she's built off hype. She's only had the 2 starts. Well, I'm not sure what the market does here. It's not the easiest race. There's some quality fillies in this. I think it's probably the race of the day for mine. I can't wait for this. Leave me out of her at the price. I think sit back, watch. Could be something super, super out of the box here, Espiona. The one I do want to mention, Louis, is Jamea. Had absolutely no luck up in the Gold Coast Magic Millions Carnival in the 3-year-old race. Was backed well and then got stuck on the rails. Tommy had nowhere to go. That wasn't the spot to be. It went to the line under a hard hold. Like the trial before that. Has the race fitness and has since trialled well in Sydney. So I think that's the filly you could probably knock off Espiona. I think she deserves to probably be second favourite, Jamea, behind Espiona. So $15. I'm happy to have a little speck of interest in the race on that. But I think we'll see a very smart one. Gunnar, are you believing the hype or are you on the no hype train?
Mate, I not a huge fan of $1.65. And once again, Dino, this is getting boring now. I'm starting to agree with you more and more and more. One thing I will say, if there's an angle from an all-in play here, it wouldn't shock me to see half of these horses not roll up on Saturday. So if there's anything you like here at a decent price and they're not from, not from left field here. Like, so let's go through a couple. Zuzarella, Louis, one from down the Melbourne way. Trial was pretty good, pretty sharp in front of Nimali, who's a pretty good type. So don't mind Zuzarella, the place there around $3.30. You can't be backing Fangirl for mine. I'm probably better horse over further. And then we're left with Jamea, Startontes. Does it come here? Not sure. And then Roots is $26. Roots is nom to line up on Wednesday with JMac on board. So we're now getting down to a position where $26, what are we talking? 1, 2, 3, 4, probably like sixth or seventh line of betting. Horses that may not even be going there already. So anyone out there looking for a play, if we can get a bit of a push to the horses, a jockey's been engaged for a Zuzarella or a Jamea or a Startontes, I reckon there's some great place bets there. But I'll tell you what do you reckon? $1.50, $1.45, boys? Espiona?
Easy.
Yeah, interesting. I'm not too sure. I think I don't know if they'll go in or out with her. I'm not too. I think what you mentioned there is critical, Gannon. If we get a full capacity field where most of these do line up, I think it would be different. But like you said, if it gets chopped in half, then yep, $1.50, $1.40.
We've got a talented filly with young Mitch Beer down at Albury. I was about to say to Mitch, just throw her in, mate. Give her a nom.
Blowing the trumpet, 2 from 2. We can't all own winners, mate.
Throw her in. There might only be 5 horses go around. We'll pick up 5,000. Be great.
Chump change, mate. Chump change. Also, interesting, the only winner of the Surround Stakes Group 1 to come through the light fingers in the past few years is Nikita Jane in 2019. So if you're looking for a futures play to the Surround, it can be done, but not many of them do since it became a Group 1 race. Now, quickly, Dino, we've got 2 Group 3 races on the card, the Triscay Stakes and the Southern Cross Stakes. Starting with the Southern Cross Group 3, you like Lost and Running?
Yeah, correct, Louis. I think the key with this horse is he hasn't had the big spell where he come back. He did that last prep and come back big, took about 5 runs to get to his peak. He's only had 10 weeks off, 2 trials now. 2 trials are good, so he's up and racing still. He gets better with racing. Happy to have him on top. He has to carry the big weight, but I think he's too good for them. So that's the way I lent in the Southern Cross. Gunnar, you got anything in there?
Absolutely penning you there, Dino. So finally found a way to pen you. Your horses won a Hunter, mate, so that's great. I'm going, if it lines up, with Law of Indices, $11. Oh, hello. It'll be winning.
$11 with the tab and Lost and Running, $4.50. Favourite is Quantico at the moment at $3 in the Southern Cross Stakes. To the Triscay, Mirror Vision and Fitchoose, the one that you boys have narrowed down, starting with you, Gano. Fitchoose was one that you threw in there?
Absolutely. A big fan of Dino's work, and he tipped us into that one up the Magic Millions. And I think probably cost him a case of beer against yourself there, Louis, but probably haven't got that yet either. But to follow, Up and Running. A lot of these. We'll get to the case of beer later. But a lot of these types like Vangelic, which is a horse that I wouldn't mind following, probably takes a little bit of time to warm up there. Dino, what were you? Anything for It's Me, mate, before you throw your tips in there? Any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I wanted to find it. I love the horse. Trial was super. Not probably the best to see Ang Pao, who ran second to it, come out and get beat at Bathurst today. But $6 off 64 weeks off with a tendon issue is probably not the smartest betting prospect for mine. Heart says back her, but mine probably says no. So that was sort of my thinking on it. Me. What about you, Gannon? Did you want to chime in after that trial? Trial was super.
Absolute no interest whatsoever.
Very good. So it's me.
It's like a all-star footy player, right? You want to see him go around, put a few like you, Dino. Put a few K's in the legs, and then off we go.
I got nothing tonight. I got nothing.
Look, viewers, if you haven't seen it, Louis will put up the footage of Dino beating 47 defenders and the ball boys and the linesmen. It's sensational.
And the ambulance as well. Promise of success, $4.50. It's me at $5. Snap Dancer $6 for choose $8. Minor Revision, the other one there is an $11 chance first line of double figures. That kind of rounds out our Randwick races. And Caulfield, as we said, is the first of the Group 1s, and it's the Group 1 CF Orr. And that's among 4 Group 3s and 4 Group 2s. So it's a massive, massive program, including the Blue Diamond Preludes for the Colts and Geldings, and also for the fillies as well. Does anyone have any information on any of these races before we get into a preview?
A question for you, Louis. I've got absolutely no idea about what's going to happen down at Caulfield, but how does the track play? Is it 2 weeks in a row now?
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. I haven't looked at the weather forecast, but a pretty safe view of Caulfield is that if the rail's out and the track is firm, then you're going to want to be up on pace.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago, it might have been 2019, I was there for Oakley Plate Day. Rail was out and the track was very firm, and just saw every horse up on speed one. Pippi won the feature. Tagaloa won the Blue Diamond, and they were all up on speed. So, yeah, rail out and track firm, up on speed.
Unreal. What do we got? What's the tips, boys? CF Orr Stakes. So where we're heading?
So, CF Orr, when you look at the previous winners of the CF Orr, you've got 3 of the past 6 coming out of the Group 2 Australia Stakes, which was only a few weeks ago. Streets of Avalon last year ran first in the Group 2 Australia Stakes and came out and won this second up. You've got Hartnell, who ran 7th in the Group 2 Australia Stakes back in 2019. And you've got Blackheart Bard, who ran 2nd back in 2017. The only ones to win it first up are Hartnell and Swalvito back in 2016. So you really want to be coming into this probably second up off that run in the Australia Stakes. And you look at the market, and the one that fits the bill is Sinawan. It's second up, and it came through the Group 2 Australia Stakes behind Marabi last start. It's the $3.50 favourite with Tab. I'm Thunderstruck at $4.50, Tafane $6, Behemoth $8, and then Cascadian and Lighthouse are the $11 chances. So we've touched on Sinawan. It's fitting the bill second up. I don't know if you'd take it at $3.50. That's probably a bit short. I'm Thunderstruck. Well, it's your Group 1 Turak and your Golden Eagle winner. Its jump out was pretty good. Is it smart enough to come into this first up and win straight to 1,400 metres at the top level? I don't know. And they also said the stable thinks it'll take improvement out of this race. Tafane, the next one, it wasn't far off. I'm Thunderstruck in a Group 1 Turak. It's usually better second up. Comes into this fresh. Behemoth, Gannon, we were talking about this off camera. It got rolled last start at the shorts. Gone or what?
Gone.
Good. Tick. Move on. Cascadian, 1,400 metres question mark. It's also in the Apollo Stakes market. Dino, do you know where it's going?
I'd imagine Sydney trialled up here, so I'm guessing that'll stick to Apollo Stakes.
Right. Gone. Group 1 too soon for Lighthouse. Got rolled at Caulfield in a listed race last start. Is Lightsaber the overs? I know they're going towards a All-Star Mile. Ran 4th in the Marabi race first up that Group 2 Australia Stakes. You'd think 1,400 metres a big tick. And one I want to give a spec to here, Churath. Let me check what odds it is. Where are we? It's big from memory. Yeah, Churath, $15. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Churath. It's third up. It's rock hard fit. It's a Group 2 winner. So not out of its grade here in Group 1 CF Orr at all. Trying to steal a bit of the top class before the bigger horses are second and third up and really hitting their peak. I think Churath at $15, it's the bet for mine in the early markets in the Group 1 for sure.
Outstanding. Love that.
Right. It's all right. Take a breath. We move on. The Group 3 Blue Diamond Prelude for the Colts and Geldings. Previous winners, General Bow, Hanseatic, I'm Immortal, written by. Good horses in this. And this is the one that we touched on, Gano and Dino, last week. Jack and I. This is the one. This is the one. Very, very good
diamond
debut. Yep, this is the one.
What are we thinking, boys? If there's a bookie out there that wants to give us some odds, prelude into diamond into slipper, give us something for the all.
I'll take prelude into diamond. I won't take prelude into diamond into slipper. I don't know why, but diamond horses don't go to the slipper or don't win the slipper at least.
Melbourne horses.
Prelude into diamond. Give me whatever you want for prelude into diamond. I'll take it 100%. But I think, as we spoke about last week as well, is the crop just no good, or have we just not seen the best yet?
I think it's a bit unders at the minute, like you said, Louis. I think it's a strange old year. I think we'll see probably better 3-year-olds. I'm hoping for, but nothing yet other than Coolangatta's jumped out of the box. I think we just have to deal with it unless something jumps out of the ground next couple of weeks. But that's a non-ideal slipper campaign if you're coming up this time of year. So I think, average crop for mine.
So Jackano is the winner of the Group 3 for the Colts and Geldings. Group 2 for the Blue Diamond Prelude for the Fillies. Previous winners are Catered, Let's Be Glam, Liar, Catchy. No Diggity is the one here for me. 2 from 2 undefeated. They've been very soft wins. Looks smart. Miss Rosiano is the current Tab Futures favourite. It was tough on debut to win. Led and fought hard. But for me, it's No Diggity. But again, that's a pretty soft crop there as well. We've got the Group 2 Rubiton Stakes. Bella Nipotina's in that. Dino, you were keen on that. The Group 3 Carolyn. Group 3 Belmain. Kevin Hayes. Madame Dugast is one in there. And then the Group 2 Autumn Stakes and the Group 2 Rubiton, as we mentioned, is also there as well. So that's the feature racing from Melbourne. Dino, from the trials, what have you got for us?
Yeah, we've got an interesting one out of Newcastle. Tommy Wong, a trainer I don't know too much about, but he has a nice, smart one in Desi Emperor. Went around in a nice trial, big gangly thing, had a beautiful stride, hit the line well. Follow it. And another one for the James Cummings stable. They're going all right at the minute. Magic Carpet, nice young horse. Went to the line hard held on Rachel King. It will ring some races. So there's 2 out of the trials, Louis. Hopefully we can get the chocolates for the punters.
Beautiful. Midweek best bets. Gannon, what have we got?
Mate, there's a horse. I wouldn't mind getting Dino's thoughts on this one. So we had the Randwick Farm race 1. There was the Waller horse that with Matt J-Mac on at Canterbury went like an absolute cat. It's opened the favourite again this week. I tipped the favourite last week, got rolled, so I won't be doing that. But to his credit, flew home, looked good, did a bit of purse, bit of hand time on the old stopwatch, and just come home in just around 11:11 by hand. Could be a bit sloppy, maybe 11:20, but 11:11 could be even quicker than that. Dana, what do you think of the trial? $5.50. Wow, I reckon it's worth a spec.
If I'm honest, Gannon, I have not caught the trial one bit, so I'll leave you to it. To next
mate, there you go, punters. You got a new trial spot.
He's hand timing trials now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should have the trial segment.
Mate, might take it over. I only watch 3 a week. I'm just lucky enough to watch this one. And the other one is a horse that I'm probably not prepared to tip up right now. Wouldn't mind yards aren't really my thing, but wouldn't mind just getting a push to see how fit it is. But Roots, race 5, number 10 Roots, J-Max aboard that. Really just, she showed something last prep and a bit of potential there. Not sure about the name, but very, very talented horse. And I'd imagine it will be going to better races than a midweek.
Very good. Very good. I'll chuck in one, and I mentioned this to the boys throughout the week. Sandown race 3, number 4, Matron Bullwinkle. And all I have to say is just back this in the Australian Oaks futures markets, please.
Unreal.
Like it. I'll chime in. I've got one abroad, and again, it takes the mickey out of me for this, but something off the NZ trial has been following Philly for a couple of months. She's out of the box. Listen to him. Got the support of the board here. Deploy goes around race 1. Louis, you might have helped me with this pronunciation. Is it Rukaka?
Rukaka, yeah.
Yeah, Rukaka, that's the one. Race 1 Wednesday, number 5, Deploy, back it and keep backing it. It will bolt in. And Gannon, I'm with you with the well-named Roots. I think that's because Chris Roots is in the ownership. But race 5 at Warwick Farm, if they go around there, I think she'll be winning. She's got form around some nice horses. So
good. She's a good horse. She shows plenty of upside there.
I think she should have beat Fangirl in a second start. Back to rails, had no luck. So I think that's good form. And then probably just tailed off in her prep, third up.
And Dino, as if you don't know Ruakaka, come on, mate. Fair, Nick.
I just wanted to hear Louis call it, mate. It's soothing.
Mate, he's got one of the soothing voices. He's up there. Righto, boys.
Then I'm waiting for my check in the mail, mate.
And the case of beer. Righto, boys. Wrap or slap. So J-Mac just came out today that he will be riding Home Affairs. Jamie Carr on Nature Strip. I want to get your opinion. First of all, we'll go to Lewis Willoughby, then we'll go to Dino, then I'll wrap it up. Firstly, what's he thinking and why is he thinking it?
I'll keep this very short and simple. You don't doubt the GOAT. If he's chosen Home Affairs, beats me. I'd be loading up.
What do you reckon Oliver would do, mate?
He's a smart man, Oliver. He'd be on the winning horse.
Dino.
I like it. It's good. I think if he had to choose and we saw one go to a different race, he wouldn't see him match up. So I like it. I think we see two gun colts, geldings go together. I think Carr rode Nature Strip last year, so I think it's a simple approach. I think J-Mac will get best of both worlds when they come back to Sydney. So I like it. Good competitive racing, and I don't think one jockey should get every single good ride, which he does, but that's my opinion.
Absolutely. I think there's two ways you can look at this, right? You can put your sicko head on and just go, he's taking all the cash, good on him. Cornwall's just stumping up. But if you have that much cash, it wouldn't matter. Like, for an income, what's another million? But what happens, and I think we saw it the other day, I think he jumped off Kalos. I've got a feeling he thought it was going no good. Perhaps deep down, maybe, Waller came out and said Nature Strip's going better, blah, 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 blah. Maybe J-Mac knows something we don't. So there could be a bit of a steer in there. He doesn't seem to get him too wrong, but he did manage to get one wrong in the slipper. Does anyone remember what that was?
Stay inside. Got that very wrong. I think he hasn't rode a slipper winner, have he?
No, not too sure. But
can I stick up for him here, though?
Yeah.
Honestly, you blokes, come on. He's a world-class athlete. I reckon if he reckons Home Affairs, maybe not even best for this race, but best going forward. You've got to remember that a lot of the times they jump on him because going forward, this prep and beyond, they're the ones that they want to be with, and you don't relinquish an opportunity early doors because you might not get back on it.
You're a smart man, Louis. That's why we have you on. All right, wrap or slap? Wrap?
Wrap.
Dino?
Wrap.
Slap. Pull your head in.
Yeah.
Righto, boys. Been a cracking show. Had to go slap, otherwise you'd call me bloody. It'd be just another sheep. We have a ripping giveaway. Before we get into that, please continue to comment, subscribe, chime in. Your comments are our oxygen. It keeps us going, and we love it. Dino has a Sloppy Joe / jumper for you. Ripping black. Everyone loves black. Even the fatties like me can wear black and still rather slimming. Dino, talk to us. Ripping jumper. How do we win it?
Yeah, all right, punters, so jump on. We're going to do a giveaway this weekend. Comment on our Twitter posts throughout the week. We want the highest paid winner will win. So post your tips below in the comments section. We'll go through it on Sunday. Gannon will go through it for us and find the longest price winner. Longest price winner will get a Sloppy Joe sent to you courtesy of the barrier attendant. So get on, post. It's not going to cost you anything. Just jump on and throw a bit of dribble out there like Gannon does each week, and hopefully you land one. You throw enough balls up, Gannon, you'll catch one. So jump on, punters, get involved, like, subscribe, and post a winning tip at some nice odds, and hopefully you'll land yourself a jumper or Sloppy Joe.
Unreal. About to wrap up, Dino. You got two other winners for us on Saturday. Just give us their names, mate.
Yeah, two in the one in the benchmark 88, bound to win, and one in the mid-main, Delexio for the Christian Buchanan State. We'll back both of them, and we'll be fine.
Unreal. Punters, thank you so much for your time, boys. Next week, we're going to have the great Mick Wallace, the best in the West, joining us. So that's going to be awesome. We look forward to that. Plenty more group racing. Thanks, boys. Until next week.
Cheers.